The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 195. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Get your free audiobook by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on. She is the CEO and founder of Customized Training Solutions, and she's here today to share her story on self-confidence, and I'm just glad to have her on. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Marylen. Marylen, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Thank you very much for the introduction, and hi to everyone. And I really thank you, Sheena, for inviting me to be part of this interview. And also, it's a great pleasure to be able to share my thoughts and stories with you. Again, I'm Marylen. I am the CEO and founder of Customized Training Solutions. So we typically work with clients involved in learning and development. We help them on their challenge of organizing tailored corporate training programs. And we do this by matching the right trainer and agenda based on clients' current needs and objectives.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Marylen, what's your cultural background?
I am a Filipina. I was born and raised in Tondo, Manila, Philippines, and now based in Singapore for about 6 years.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. I was also born in the Philippines. I was born in Cebu City. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. It's always cool to meet women who's born in the Philippines. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
Oh, I love quote. As you know, if you would see in my Facebook, I always make sure that I have an everyday post of several quotes. But what I think resonates my personality and my current business is by Barry Davenport. She says that low self-confidence isn't a life sentence. Self-confidence can be learned, practiced, and mastered just like any other skills. Once you master it, everything in your life will change for the better.
I love it. That's a great quote. And I like how you mentioned that low self-confidence isn't a life sentence, because it's true. We can find ways to increase our self-confidence, whether it's listening to a podcast or surrounding yourselves with amazing women or amazing community. I mean, it's something that we can always bring ourselves up. So I love that quote. Thanks for sharing that. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence for me is basically believing in yourself, loving who you are, your uniqueness, and it's all about preparation and learning continuously.
Great. I love that. And I love how you said learning continuously, because, some women may think that everyone has 100% self-confidence, but really self-confidence is always an ongoing journey, right? You always encounter obstacles, and, it's just pretty much testing you to see how strong you can overcome them. So great definition, and I love that. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
During my younger days, I was really very, very shy. But of course, nobody believes me now. I don't speak to most people. I do not participate in school activities. I don't recite. Even though I know the answer, I would just keep quiet or ask my seatmate to say the answer. And I'd always just sit quietly in a corner. I don't make friends so easily unless they are the ones who approach me. And during my entrepreneurship days, doubts and fear still comes into my mind a lot of times, even up to now. Whenever I attend seminars or networking session, I would start to think that, a lot of them have done a lot of great things already in their business. They have probably, earning so much, and what am I doing here?
I think as women, especially Asian women, we all go through that. We play the compare game so well. It's like, I can't meet up to their standards. And, I don't think we have to, because we have our own journey. We have our own things that we're going to discover. And, we've been trained to just never make any noise. So for us to not, go up and say the answer, even though it's right, it's like, well, what if it's wrong? We always doubt ourselves. So I think this is common that most women, especially Asian women, face. So what was that point in your life when you realized that, you didn't have to go through that? You can be your own person, have that self-confidence. Yeah, what was that time in your life, if you can share that with us?
For me, self-confidence is really a process and a series of experience, failure, mistake, and even successes. So at different points in my life, I would, say that there are several aha moments that I would discover and feel. So I guess my first aha moment was when I was younger, was when I had my on-the-job training in a resort in Palawan. I felt freedom and independence for the first time as I was away from home. People are approaching me to ask questions, serve them, or even handle complaints. Then I realized that it's more fun to be confident. I really learned more, and I can do more with my self-confidence being around. And during the later part of my life, when I actually started to build, of course, priorities becomes different. Then I realized that most of my time goes to work, and it isn't fair for my daughter. Then she started telling me that I do not have time for her. Then I had a miscarriage and so much stress at work. Thankfully, I was exposed to network marketing, a lot of personal development, and a lot of training here in Singapore. And then I started to feel that this is not my purpose. I am not supposed to be working on the 9 to 6 thing. And I found out that there's so much things in life. And so I started with my entrepreneurship journey, and life will never be the same.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I love that you mentioned that, there's so much opportunities out there. And I think so many people forget to realize that, the world is our oyster. We can go out there and grab it. It's right in front of us sometimes, and we're too scared to grab it because most people run on the scarcity mode, not realizing there's so much abundance out there, that there's more than enough for everybody. And,
Yes.
because of those realizations, what's your life been like now?
Everything just became so amazing and better. I learned to love myself more. I make more friends. I perform better in school then and eventually at work. I enjoyed life better, and now as an entrepreneur, I am learning more things in life. I just love the flexibility of time, the freedom, and just doing what I love to do.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And, I'm glad you're able to step out of the quiet self and be more confident and just go out there and do your thing. So congrats to that. And
Thank you.
no problem. Marylen, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that tip you would give to her?
I'd say no matter what, always believe in yourself, because nobody will believe you if you don't believe yourself. And then definitely accept and be who you are. Do not compare yourself to anyone, as everyone is blessed uniquely. And remember, like any skills, being confident is learnable. You just have to be prepared. You just have to undergo some training, learn continuously, and definitely that will build your self-confidence for sure.
Great tips. And I love that you mentioned, being self-confident is learnable because we all can learn it. It's just like being an entrepreneur, maybe learning a sport. It can all be learned because we all start from the bottom, right? And just work our way up, progress as we keep on going. So, Marylen, if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, I do have my official website for customized training solution. That's www.ctssingapore.com. And you can look for my profile as well in LinkedIn. That's Marylen Velasco. For my Facebook page, it's also Customized Training Solutions.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Marylen, you can also head on over to thetaoselfconfidence.com and search for Marylen's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Marylen for taking the time to share her story and journey with us. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Sheena. And it's again a pleasure to be here and to share my stories.
It was an honor to have you on. So thank you so much. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll catch you later. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Subscribe to The Tao of Self-Confidence on iTunes and Stitcher to hear more stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence.